Hi guys, welcome to lesson 8 of What Does It Take to Become a Great Boogie Player. In the last lesson we looked at how those little tricks and riffs in the right hand can add a special flavour to your Boogie Woogie, but also you don't want to ignore the technical aspects. And I've talked to a few people who play Boogie Woogie, and often they're not brought up in a classical background or they haven't had any training with piano, and I often recommend that you play good old-fashioned scales. Are you playing scales and do you know scales? Because scales have the following advantage. First of all, they're a great technical exercise, and secondly, they help you to master your fingering. So I want you, as part of your building up your muscle tone to play Boogie Woogie, to include scales as a 5-minute pre-workout to your Boogie Woogie practice. And I'd like you to do the following scales. Come over here, camera person. First of all, I want you to know all the blues scales. That's the blues scale in D. That's the one in D, the last one was in C. And so first of all, do you know the blues scales? If you don't know the blues scales, look for the playlist right at the bottom of the YouTube page. If you search among the playlists on this channel, you'll find the blues scale and how to use it. So don't write a comment on how do I play the blues scale. I've done a whole series of lessons on the blues scale. So do you know how to play the blues scale? The second scale is the good old-fashioned normal major scale. So put your hands together like this, key of C, and see if you can play 3 or 4 octaves. Or if you want to do the key of A, for example, just a random key. You can speed it up. In all the major keys. You can do them on the black notes as well, so for example C sharp, and work on the fingering if you've got, because a few people have problems with fingering, and I think scales are a great way of getting your fingering technique. I don't talk about fingering a lot, and the reason is because I find that everybody's fingering is different. What works for me won't necessarily work for you. But if you've got problems with where do I put my fingers, scales going up and down the keyboard like that really forces you to get your fingering kind of off pat so that you can play smoothly. You might want to investigate chromatic scales, which are quite nice. Come in, camera person. Chromatic scales means you just play every single note and you can put it hands together. Start on any note on the keyboard. Camera person, name a note. Random, quick.
C.
Well, something a bit more exotic.
B.
Alright, B. Alright. So that's a chromatic scale when you go up and down like that. And the beauty of it is you have to sort out your fingering. You know, I'm not going to go through here and say you put your left finger here, you put your right finger there. Work out the fingering yourself, and I'm sure on YouTube there must be things on how to play scales, but adding scales into your repertoire will really help your fluidity on the keyboard. And there's also some arpeggios. Arpeggios is spelled A-R-P-E-G-G-I-O. Arpeggios sound like this. Again, hands together. Camera person coming here. You're a bit slow this morning. Have you had your Red Bull?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want it.
Okay. Right, D. G, A, B. Bit rusty on that one myself. You know, you really have to make sure you get your fingers on the right notes. You know, that was a little bit rough and ready, but you get the idea. That's what an arpeggio is, and it's great for getting the right fingers in the right places. So put in scales and arpeggios as part of your Boogie Woogie routine. And if you don't know how to play scales, or if you don't know how to play arpeggios, I'm sure there must be tutorials on YouTube that will teach you how to do it. But if you've never considered playing it, I want you to put it as part of your Boogie Woogie regimen that you do 5 or 10 minutes before you start playing your Boogie Woogie piece, and it will really add to your fluidity up and down the keyboard, and it will help you in many different ways. So scales and arpeggios, make sure you add them to your Boogie Woogie routine. As always, press that like button, visit the Badass Boogie store to download the Boogie Woogie sheet music to all these lessons, www.badassboogie.com, and get the PDF downloads and all the sheet music. You can print it out instantly at home. And visit the Dr. K community page on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and type in Dr. K Boogie Community, or click the Facebook icon on top of the YouTube page. And I will talk to you
soon.
Soon.